Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the south-afrifur podcast. You're listening to myself, Ivik, from South Africa. This evening we have three very special guests from Chilli Con Carne, or Comrades. What the hell? I knew I was going to do that, actually.
Nice.
Fuck up number
Yeah,
one in the bag.
it's always part of it. So yeah, we have from, I think, Oregon, is it?
Yep.
Oregon, we have Clover, Arizona, and I think Lobster's with you as well, yes? Or in the
Yes,
same
that's
area?
correct. Yep, in the same house.
And then, Demo, you are from the, or more East Coast area?
Now I am. I was from
Now-
California, and now I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Right, and these are three of the five, if I'm not mistaken?
4 to 5, yeah.
4 to 5, yeah. You have that guy from Ireland.
Is
Yeah.
Chaz Fox.
Yeah, Chaz is from Scotland, I think.
Yes.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then a badger
so-
somewhere in a burrow.
That's right.
Hiding away.
We're going to go one by one. I think we'll start with Lobst.
Okay.
Maybe just give us a little bit of a rundown about yourself. Tell us, why you joined Chilli Con Carne, and then why am I doing that?
That's
Chilli Con
fantastic.
Carnage.
Okay.
Because you're hungry.
Yes, Chilli Con Carnage. PlayStation game for PSP. A reskinning of Total Overdose, A Gunslinger's Tale in Mexico. No. Anyways. All right. I am Lobst. I use she and they pronouns. And I usually, as far as the furry community is concerned, I mostly just draw pictures. I've come out with a few comics. You can browse my gallery of works at lobstworks.com.
Pop a link, I'll pop it to the chats.
Oh, yes. Let's see here. Go to this. Wait, hang on. Okay. Interface.
I gotcha.
For Affinity
Get
page
your help.
as well.
Oh, I don't use for Affinity. I use Weasel, though.
Okay.
Let's see.
You got a link? Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
I do have some stuff on Fur Affinity under the username CF Styles, but I haven't uploaded anything to it in over. It's got to be 2 years at this point. So.
Alright, sweet. So we can check it out on the on your main website. Lobstworks.
Yes.
Sweet. Who's next?
Yeah.
Clover?
Sure. In Clover, Arizona. Like I said, I live in the same house as Lobst. I think Chilli Con Comrades was mostly Frankie's invention, so I'll let him talk most of the details about how it came about. But I've been in the furry community for going on 15 years now, probably. One of those things where you just sort of gradually find your way into it and then admit that it's something that you've been into longer than you thought. I have a scattered presence on a lot of free websites. I'd say that the one that provides the best experience is probably my furry network of all things. So I'll throw a link to that in the chat too. I don't create content outside of the Let's Plays that we do, but I commission art, so that's my presence on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if it helps out artists, it's a presence, definitely.
Yes.
Right, and Weasel.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm DemoWeasel. I used to live in California for most of my life. I just recently moved here to Pennsylvania like 8 months ago. I am an animator by trade. I went to college for character animation. I mostly do just commissions now at home, living over here with my boyfriend. Phenwah is a liar because either he's a liar or I have a really bad memory because I don't remember starting Chilli Con Comrades at all.
Yeah, I think it was actually me. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So,
Yes.
I do lots and lots of drawings for people. I'm most active on Twitter and Fur Affinity. I can go ahead and give you a link to that as well.
Yes, blocks.
So, Twitter is very simple. It's twitter.com/DemoWeasel. My Fur Affinity is a little less obvious just because I use my character's name for it. which is Frankie Ancelotti.
Like Italian?
Yeah, he's an Italian.
Okay.
Italian American.
Where'd the DemoWeasel come from then?
He is a demolitions expert, so DemoWeasel.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Yep. That's me.
All right. So, aside from getting people confused with the food stuff, what made you guys come up with the name Chilli Con Comrades?
Let me think. Honestly, it was just the impulse to come up with a name for ourselves as a group. I think at the time we had done like 1 or 2 Let's Plays. It was, and I think it was mostly just Red Steel 1 and 2, or let's see, Red Steel 1 and Work Time Fun for PSP. I think at that point. Yep. And so
I'm actually going to double check myself because I don't remember, but that does sound about right. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in this game for a long time, so.
What about how long?
I'll say that the Red Steel 1 Let's Play is a little hard to watch these days because it was recorded with a Game Bridge before there was really like the proper hardware and software to record video game footage easily. So it's just this little box that would capture in like RCA input, and then I had to port it into a piece of software that just did like linear video editing, and then I was putting in audio from like GarageBand or something. Yeah, I had this really awful process for the first couple of my Let's Plays because I was just sort of throwing stuff together using software that wasn't really meant to be doing what I was doing with it. So there's I hesitate to even recommend going back and watching Red Steel 1, especially because it's, in addition to just not being very good commentary-wise, because it was our first Let's Play, the video quality is pretty terrible.
And I wasn't on it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, most importantly. Yeah, it was just the third person on that was just a smattering of different people from a couple of internet forums.
Yep.
Like, actually in your house or just sitting in on a stream or something?
Sitting in on a Skype call, and I think at that time we were just recording the Skype call directly.
Yes.
These days we all record our audio separately, and then I mix it all together in Sony Vegas.
Phenwah does a good job of making us sound less dumb.
Yeah, I edit out all of my ums and uhs and microphone pops. My voice cracking because I sound like I'm 13.
Yeah, you have off days. Everyone has off days where where their voice just cracks and they're sick or something, or you just can't be asked to sound professional that day. Yeah, no, believe me.
Well, that's my secret. I'm sick every day.
I don't necessarily think we sound professional any day. Scott.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just cannot be asked. Like if I could, I'd wear my pajamas to work.
You what?
If I could, I'd wear my pajamas to work. Like professionalism has never been my thing.
Oh, well, welcome to my world.
Well, as a teacher,
if I could wear my denim jacket every day to work, which I do, I'd wear it more often.
More often than once a day, every day.
More often than once a day, every day. Yeah, especially on the hot days.
I don't get you.
Anyway, nobody should.
Yeah, it's safer to keep your distance. Keep your distance, everybody.
Yeah, just leave me to my things. So with Chilli Con Comrades, like, you guys have been doing this for how long now?
Let me see when Red Steel. I think I have a timestamp on that one. 2008 was Red Steel 1, and then Red Steel 2 was 2010. Work Time Fun was I think also 2010 or thereabouts.
Really?
All right, and you guys upload to YouTube.
Yeah, we've been. We were on a couple of other websites, but that was kind of before YouTube had increased the 10-minute upload video limit and a bunch of other stuff. So at this point, we have got everything on our YouTube, and there's a link to that from our website actually. So I'll just throw a link to that in the chat there. That's got everything but our 2 most recent ones because I'm lazy. I haven't put up the ones for Turok and Jurassic the Hunted, but they're on our YouTube channel.
Turok the new one or Turok the old one?
The new one.
That's right.
Wasn't that one like critically panned?
Well,
Yes.
Makes for good material. I get ya.
Welcome to Chilli Con Comrades.
Yeah, I mostly play mediocre last-gen first-person shooters and things like that. So, I mean, we did Turok just as an excuse to do Jurassic the Hunted, which is a game that was, like, made in response to Turok about a year later. And it seemed like they had about that much time to develop it. And that game is a hot mess,
Something
but that's
special.
what makes it so fun. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That video is that Let's Play is 5 videos long.
Nice. It's just to the point. Did you guys give up on it, or was it just like this game?
No,
the
game
is as good as it's gonna
videos
get.
long. It's too. Like
Oh
if
my
I cut
God.
out all the filler, it would have been about half an hour of gameplay.
Wow.
Yeah, basically, it's like they had this like bare bones design document for what makes a shooter, like what would qualify as something worth putting on store shelves,
Yeah.
and they basically fulfilled each requirement to the bare minimum
Yeah, like-
of
Like, what is the minimum
It's
viable
It's a
product
dinosaur
we
game
can come
that's
up
made
with?
by the Cabela people, so that says a lot about the depth there.
Yep.
yeah.
But I mean,
And so it was
isn't that
like-
like every Sonic game ever?
Mm.
Oh, that's a sore spot.
Stepping
I
on
have
toes.
a shelf full of Sonic material. I will have you know.
Hey,
I will not have you sliding those games.
I was a
Okay.
for the longest time I had a Sega Genesis myself, or whatever you guys call it there. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Genesis.
just it's oh wait, no, we called it the Mega Drive. I remember now. The Genesis is the US name. But yeah, I mean
I was wondering about that.
yeah, what was it called? Yeah, Sonic, like there's not much left for him. Like he's had a very 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 rough spell recently. He's
Oh
a
yeah.
lot-
Well, it seems like like I should clarify actually most of the content featuring Sonic that's come out since I want to say Sonic Adventure 2 has not been worth the time of day for the most part, aside from Sonic Colors and Generations.
Yeah,
Yep. Let's see.
because
I am
Generations.
looking forward to Sonic Mania though.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I was kind of excited for Sonic Boom until, you know, like, until I saw like the first footages of the game, and then it says, no, this game is a mess.
And then of course you see Game Grumps playing Sonic Boom.
Yeah,
Yep,
That
of
was
course.
fun.
but I seriously love how in stride the whoever is running the Sonic Twitter has been taking this whole thing, like especially with the Game Grumps. They're just like, yeah, this game's a bag of garbage. Like we know. Sorry. Like and,
But Mania's looking good, and I thought Generations 1 was great, and I even have a soft spot for Sonic Unleashed, was it? Was that
The-
one
the-
called?
Yes,
werewolf one,
Sonic
yeah.
The
Unleashed.
werewolf.
Yeah.
Sonic Unleashed was so close to getting it right, but then
Yeah.
it decided, like,
Yeah, I go.
with like with the slightest amount of mechanics changes, it would have turned out to be like a perfectly passable video game for the era. But unfortunately, sadly, it was not meant to be.
Ugh, what's it gonna take to bring him back seriously though? Sorry, Ivik, go ahead.
Sonic Mania, it's coming out soon.
Yeah, Sonic Mania it's a completely different thing altogether. It's not like Sonic the Hedgehog 4 all over again in the sense that it's spearheaded by this one person who like I don't know if you know the story of the development of the Sonic CD PC port, but that was a fan project for the longest time, and Sega saw that, and instead of sending a cease and desist, they instead decided to hire the guy and designate the port official, and it ended up being like just absolutely stellar as far as ports of old games are concerned. And so that fan is the one who's heading up the development of Sonic Mania,
Oh,
which is why people are so excited about it.
It's
interesting.
Christian Whitehead, I believe.
Yep, that's his name.
He also did the iOS ports of the Sonic games, and those are surprisingly good.
Yes.
On mobile,
Alright.
though. I've never. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like he even went back and like coded in Sonic and Tails as playable characters in Sonic 1, for example.
Wow.
Hmm.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Sheesh. dedication. That is love of the craft, of love of the IP at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I mean, it's a long running series. It's I don't know, like it's if one listens to the way that Game Grumps talk about it, or even Jontron for that matter, like they keep saying gotta go fast, and then he's really not going as fast as we'd like him to.
Mm.
But if he does go that fast, then we get frightened of like I don't know, motion blur and possibly like epilepsy.
Yeah.
Because and that's pretty much what that was my experience with Sonic. What's the one that I have? The one with the werewolf thing.
Unleashed.
Sonic Unleashed. Yeah. I actually did. I bought that because we had a PS3 and I was like, yeah, no, I'll buy this and play it. And I got through about maybe 10% of the game, and then I just went like, no, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna throw up.
Mm. Sonic
It was
simplicity.
just too intense.
Yeah. It's just too much for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sonic's in a weird place in the third dimension. I mean, he was the
Mhm.
game was sort of a tech. Wasn't it supposed to be sort of a tech demo for what the Genesis could do versus what the NES did way back when?
Yeah, like that is I think the one thing that the Genesis had over its competitors. Like a lot of people bring up blast processing as this buzzword that doesn't mean anything, but I think they were using it to refer to how quickly the system could cycle out sprites.
Yeah, it's the clock speed.
Yeah, something like that.
So it is a real thing. They just gave it a dumb name.
Yes.
Like many things. But yeah, I mean.
All right.
No, sorry, go ahead, Avik.
No, go for it.
No, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Wow.
God damn it!
It's my fault. I turned this podcast confrontational.
No.
No,
Yeah.
it's a Sonic. It's our Sonic fan cast.
That's right.
All
All right.
Okay,
So,
move.
who's your favorite character from the comics?
Oh,
Titan
God.
Tails.
Yes, that's right. Titan
There's a
Tails.
Titan Tails now.
It's like this thing in the 100th issue of the comics where Tails. I haven't even read it. I've just seen the screen grab or the snippet from this actual physical book where Tails gains the power of all the Chaos Emeralds, or like all sorts of like alternate versions of himself or something like that, and turns into this weird roided out muscle beast, basically.
Pretty good.
Yes, you can look it up online pretty easily, I think.
Wow.
I'm looking at it right now. I am frightened. Not necessarily aroused at all.
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
Wow, that's scary.
What in the living Jesus?
Oh, I'm so happy for both of you.
This is no.
It's an
He's
honor
blowing an
discovery.
elephant away with his tails. Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Just-
um,
His hands are big enough to tear his family apart.
Is there even a plot left to lose? Seriously.
Nope.
Oh my
At
word.
that
oh my
point,
God, there's a death battle.
Oh my god.
Sonic Boom Knuckles versus Titan Tails.
Mhm.
What do you mean the absolute like brain damaged version of Knuckles? The one who literally can't tell
Yeah.
left from right without looking at his hands. Yeah, that one.
And even then getting slightly confused.
Oh my word. And yeah, and they definitely just took like so many like leaves out of so many pages out of the book of what like every single adventure game that has like all those bandages wrapped around their arms. Like what's that supposed to signify? Like I cut myself?
we turned Sonic into Naruto.
Oh god.
He went too fast.
Yes.
He tried so hard.
He should go fast enough to like rip his own arms off. That would be amazing.
Yeah. That's why he runs with his arms behind his back.
What?
Yeah.
That's where all the fucking wind shear is. That's where the turbulence happens. Does he want to create vortexes? Like make a chemtrail?
Huh. I could just imagine like a Sonic version of the Avengers.
Oh no. Please, no.
Obviously, like
They-
Titan Tails is the Hulk.
Go
They
over.
certainly
this-
have enough characters for it.
Yeah. Like it.
Amy is Black Widow.
Just don't give.
I'm
don't
sure
give
that exists somewhere.
Don't give them ammunition, please, Ivik. Don't give anyone that ammunition.
Hold on.
Shut up.
Honestly, I think this has already been done.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see if it's already been done.
Well, if they wanted to
Yes,
make a
right.
Sonic Avengers movie, they'd have to make separate movies for all the other characters first. So we need the origin story of Espio the Chameleon and Bean the Dynamite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dynamite.
that's the
It's been
Dynamite.
done.
Alright.
It has been done.
And Vector.
Guess who's Captain America?
Anthropomorphic stick of dynamite.
Really. It's like an anthropomorphic
Dynamite
stick of
Heavy
dynamite.
for Sega Genesis.
I gotta see this.
You'll be disappointed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Beam the Dynamite is a duck.
Yeah. He's
I-
a character inspired by Sega's beat 'em up Dynamite Ducks.
That's right. He was, I believe, introduced, and I think he basically stayed there in Sonic the Fighters that was released for the arcade,
That's right.
later GameCube.
And then Xbox Live Arcade too, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where they had the character that was ripped out. That was the other character from was it Fighting Vipers? Like a cat version of her, Honey.
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Wow.
I've never actually played Sonic the Fighters because it looks bad, but I knew that piece of it. Trivia.
Ivik, this is a wonderful bit of fan art that you found.
Oh yeah, thank you for your DeviantArt link.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Why does
Um,
Why does Knuckles look
let's
like
see.
that guy from Freakazoid with the face back?
You're
Well, he's
absolutely
the
right.
Hulk, clearly. And he skipped leg day.
He looks like that bootleg Knuckles figure that kind of looks like the Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't believe Shadow is freaking Thor. There's no way. I'm actually angry about this. He is not pure enough for this.
Yeah.
And of course, Sally Acorn is Black Widow because that fits her personality.
Because
of course.
reasons. Yeah.
It's Betty
she?
Baloney.
That's right.
She's a girl.
Because she is the sex symbol.
Oh yes, this horrifying nightmare of a toy. Oh god. Can we please just put that up in chat? Oh wow.
Thank you.
Oh. I don't want to see this anymore.
I just did actually. It's already there.
You're giving me nightmares.
Mhm.
Weirdly enough, the person who did this is Deeb's Nuts.
Okay. I'll take your word for that.
Oh
Eh,
god.
Look at the link. It says Deeb's Nuts. Buy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Shout out to
Who's
Deep Nuts on DeviantArt for
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
providing this.
Wonderful.
Or is it
Who's the Hulk
DBZ
thing?
nuts? Who is that? I
Oh,
don't know.
the-
I don't know if
Uh,
Hawkeye there's supposed to be Bean the Dynamite. Is there another, like, green
Yeah,
duck
that's from-
character?
That is his name's Jet the Hawk, I think.
Yes.
He's from Sonic
from
Riders.
Oh
The
god.
Sonic Riders series, the trilogy.
That's right. The trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted by
Uh,
this.
Oh.
It
This is a
exists.
podcast.
It's like
Huh.
mm,
Just
Honestly,
Honestly, he's talking about Sonic for a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
apparently.
Yeah, let's move away from
So-
Sonic, I think,
Okay.
for a bit.
Okay.
Please.
For my own sanity.
If we can run
Please.
fast enough.
Before
Fuck off.
before I
Okay.
get like tempted to go into like another search for something else Sonic related that isn't Sonic related.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
but nobody wants.
Sonic is a Time Lord.
Please,
It's
no.
a thing. It's already a thing.
Nope. I imagine there are plenty of threadless shirts on the subject.
Uh-uh.
Very
It's
many.
like Sonic the Hedgehog, but then there's a TARDIS over there.
Yep.
$12.
He just like rants.
It's a lot
Rants.
faster
Yeah.
on the inside.
Yeah. Shut up. Oh my god.
Sorry.
I
I apologize.
I need more
profusely.
threadless. I need more threadless shirts, but they're so expensive to get into this country. Like apart from the rand dollar exchange rate, we pay customs like crazy on textiles. but whatever.
Right. So you guys, when you guys met, like, where did you guys meet? How did this entire thing sort of like become a thing?
So, myself and Lobst met on an internet forum that was not furry-centric, but had enough of a furry presence on it that they sort of had their own like subgroup on that message board. And this was at a time when, way back in the day, both of our characters were dragons. And I think that I just messaged Lobst out of the blue because they were an artist, and I was looking to get more art of my character. And we got to talking and just sort of became friends and then close friends and then got into a relationship at some point somehow.
Yeah.
All right.
And I believe I can't remember exactly when I met Frankie, but it was on a different message board, and I think it was shortly after I was harassed for posting furry art there. So that's fun. But
Oh, joy.
regardless,
They've chilled out since. That was Talking Time, wasn't it?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I
don't
think these days, like, so many people on Talking Time have avatars that are drawn by DemoWeasel.
Good.
That's
Motherfuckers.
right.
Serves you right.
Yes, and so
Give me money.
like, yeah, we basically just started talking in group chats essentially, and I think that like is also responsible for the generation of our little Let's Play troupe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Speaking of which, you guys mentioned that you started about in 2008, right? Was
About that.
the Let's Play scene even like a thing back then? Was it just starting out? I can't even remember.
So I think Slow Beef over on Something Awful has used the term 2007 style Let's Plays to refer to like this really casual approach that that Let's Plays used to have, because no one really had access to video editing software. There wasn't really like a set standard for what a Let's Play should look like. So that's kind of why Red Steel looks kind of rough, but I'd like to say that I still try to make my Let's Plays that way, even though I end up like hunkering down in Vegas for way longer than I should. For what amounts to giving games like Haze and GoldenEye more treatment than they deserve. But that's kind of what the scene looked like before there was YouTube, or before there was a longer video length limit on YouTube. People would go to Dailymotion, Vidler, Vimeo, sites that don't really exist anymore, or in a couple of cases just host the videos themselves and just circulate these like low bitrate AVI and MP4 files wherever they could find hosting. And I don't know when it started, but I know that it started with like a screenshot Let's Play of Oregon Trail, or at least that's like the common starting point that a lot of people lean towards. But yeah, there was a Let's Play scene on a couple of internet communities like Something Awful at that time, but it wasn't nearly as big as it got once YouTube made it so much easier to put video content on specifically, and more streaming services like Twitch becoming available.
Yeah, the Twitch community is something I've never really gotten into, just because like not for like for any particular reason. Just I haven't put the time in to like following these people, and I can't even afford.
Yeah, it's a little inside baseball. I don't really read a lot of our own comments on our videos, and in some cases we've had the entire Let's Play in the can before I started uploading. So when people request to see things later in the videos, I just have to cross my fingers and hope that it's already in there somewhere. Just because the last thing I want to do is run into a situation where like some weird scheduling thing happens, or some weird hardware thing happens where I have to put a Let's Play on hiatus because something broke. So I know that I want to say like the entirety of the Fifth Element was in the can before it started getting uploaded. And then even with stuff like Red Steel 2, we had videos recorded like well in advance to just go back and talk over whenever we could.
Yep.
I try to finish the game first so I don't get stuck somewhere.
There was a Fifth Element game. There was a Fifth Element game.
Oh
yeah,
my
that was
god!
yeah.
There were two of them. Demo very recently pointed me out to the second one. The first one was made by Callisto Entertainment, the folks who did Nightmare Creatures on the PS1.
All right.
And the Fifth Element is a magical game because they clearly got the rights to Mila Jovovich, Ian Holm, Gary Oldman, Chris Tucker, but could not secure the rights to Bruce Willis, despite him appearing in Apocalypse, which is also published by Activision. So, like, the cutscenes for the Fifth Element video game are all just lifted directly from the movie because it was the PS1, it was the first real optical disc-based platform, and that was what you did.
Yeah.
But they had to effectively recut the movie to not have Bruce Willis in it.
Wow.
So when I did the Let's Play, I ended up taking a Blu-ray rip of the movie and just trying to sync it up with the cutscenes. And there's so many parts where like the cutscene will cut from a part in the movie to a part in the movie that's like 10 or 20 minutes later. There are some shots that are done in reverse, just to like avoid having Bruce Willis ever appear on frame. The character of Corbin Dallas is in there, but they make no acknowledgement that it's Bruce Willis anywhere, even though like Mila Jovovich gets a special thanks in the credits.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm not saying this to plug my Let's Play, but just like any gameplay footage of that game is kind of a sight to behold.
It's true.
Sheesh, I will have to check that out. Because I mean, it's
a 26-part Let's Play, so you're in for a long haul there.
I have no qualms with that. That's awesome.
6 hours.
Oh. 6 hours of quality entertainment featuring not Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Box art prominently featuring Mila Jovovich. And then Frankie recently brought to my attention there was a PS2 game also made by Callisto called NYR: New York Race, which is just they tried to make a racing game out of the taxi chase segment from the movie.
Oh God.
They sure did.
The game is either hard or I'm not good at it. I honestly can't tell because at this point I still can't get past the like tutorial level. But that game also has like characters from the Fifth Element who are not any of the named characters that you care about. They had to fill a roster of 7 characters. So they went with like the Chinese takeout salesman.
Oh really?
And the military gal that gets stuck in a refrigerator. Instead.
Lord.
The most surprising one to me is the diva.
They got the diva. They got Ian Holm also. But yeah, none of the other characters you would really care about.
It's a marvel that it exists, and I did not learn about it until this past week.
Yeah.
I mean, they did their best to cover up the fact that it was a Fifth Element game with the title, but yes.
I don't know. Right above it, it says inspired by the Fifth Element on the box art.
Inspired
Yeah.
by.
I didn't even know that. Huh.
Yep.
Couldn't get the licensing for.
And from what I can tell, the soundtrack is a combination of like this sort of like techno jazz and what may or may not be a licensed version of Block Rockin' Beats, or just like a cheap knockoff of it.
It might just be one song, considering this was, I imagine, a budget game released only in PAL territories. So
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, because I've never heard of it, seriously.
it would make sense if you had.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was only released in PAL territories also.
So, what's the way forward for you guys?
I know Taxis has a Let's Play of Aliens Colonial Marines in the works. I've been looking at maybe doing something with Alpha Protocol at some point. But I haven't actually gotten one off the ground. I haven't really done any like PC games aside from Game Empire, so I'm still not quite accustomed to having the hardware set up to make that happen.
Yeah.
It's a little different than recording a console.
Let's see. I've done Let's Plays of the first 2 Legend of Spyro games with the intent of eventually doing the third one. I attempted to record that Let's Play live. It ended up being sort of a failure. You can see like a couple of parts of it on YouTube. And I just have to record we just have to record the game essentially beforehand and then do post commentary afterward. I also have this like giant bag full of Skylanders that I should probably do something with. But
Oh no.
who knows if I ever will.
It's kind of
suffocating.
Yes, that's right. They're probably dead.
It's like coming back to your Animal Crossing town after like a year. There's like a revolt going on. Mad Max societies sort of sprung up. Oh God, I wish that were a thing.
Lol.
If only.
So speaking of like Spyro games and things like that, would you ever do the what was it? Like 3DS or 2DS versions, like DS versions?
Well, like I can imagine us wanting to do 3DS games, but of course capture hardware is so expensive for those, since you basically have to get an entire console that happens to be wired in just a certain way.
Yeah, the only reason we were able to do Work Time Fun is because the PSP has a component out that you can buy, so I was able to just run that into the same hardware we do for everything else.
Oh,
Because I mean, there are a couple of, there are a couple of ports that I've got personally. Not sure if I should be saying that out loud, but yeah. Like Shadow Legacy, A New Beginning, and The Eternal Night.
Yeah. Well, I think if we did anything with the DS, we'd want to at least try to get the actual hardware for it instead of emulation, because it's never perfect.
Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah.
That's right.
I still remember like
finished one of them.
way back when Pokemon Red and Blue, I had an emulator that you could like on PC if you kept the plus button down, the thing speeds up to like 100 or like 1000% normal speed. So just like riding your bike everywhere is just like down there. And walking around in Tallgrass to farm is the easiest thing in the world.
I'm sorry, the call cut out for a moment. What are you talking about?
No, there was an emulator that I used to run on my PC way back when for Pokemon Red and Blue. And if you hit the plus button on the numpad, it would just like speed up to 1000%.
Nice.
So farming became
fantastic.
Farming became the easiest thing in the world.
It's too fast.
Oh wait, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Skin rips right off your computer.
Pokemon Sonic. Sonic Edition Pokemon.
That's right. That would sell some copies.
Gotta catch OCs.
Yeah. Make your own.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's already been done as well.
Probably.
Yeah.
So a lot of your games, and I know that Tempo mentioned this when I first heard of you guys. He was like, you guys tend to sort of like play a lot of retro, mostly anthro inspired games. Is this true?
I know it's definitely the case for me because I believe the 3 games that I've Let's Played are the Legend of Spyro games and Blazing Dragons for the PS1. Basically, this obscure adventure game that was made to be like sort of an easy console version of, or rather, like a game that was derived from Sam & Max Hit the Road, at least in terms of its interface and general presentation. I don't know if that's the case for Phenwah's Let's Plays. Like he mostly does just games that were built to be forgotten about. Is how I've grown to think about it.
Yeah, mediocre last-gen first-person shooters mostly, aside from Peace Walker and Game Empire.
Yeah, I know at some point I think he has 2 or he has games in his like binder full of Xbox discs that like games like Time Shift and Fracture and things like that basically just disappear from everybody's memories as soon as they are released.
Yeah, and then you find them for like $3 in the bargain bin at GameStop.
Yeah, that's right. We were also considering The Wheelman, starring Vin Diesel.
The Wheelman.
Yeah, as someone who is legitimately a huge fan of the Fast and Furious movies, I want to do something with The Wheelman at some point. Just a fan of Vin Diesel in general, let's say.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Is that before or after I Am Groot?
During.
Oh, well before.
During.
Past, present, and future.
Honestly, if you want a singular character movie for Groot, it would probably be something like that. I am Groot. Him on some like half populated like world, a lot like Earth, and fighting against these weird monster things that are actually like all semi-sentient trees.
Yeah, I could see Groot getting a movie before Lady Gamora. Let's say.
Yeah.
Groot
Yeah.
already does have a movie though. It's called I Am Iron Giant.
Oh God.
That's what that movie is.
I will be
Essentially the
surprised
same
if
character.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah, you remember Iron Giant's catchphrase, "I am Groot."
You say.
sounds about right.
I'm actually always constantly amazed when a lot of the times South African terminology like sneaks its way into like either Avengers movies or even when it comes to like Lord of the Rings. Because the Oliphants, Groot as well, obviously in the first Thor movie, they speak about like South African mercenaries.
Yeah, for some reason we're always
Because we
mercenaries.
really are that cool, I think. Well, it's mostly because like most other people's experience of South Africa is it's either a whole bunch of mercenaries who are like ex-rekkies,
Yeah, I got it. Say.
like going over to other places and like fucking shit up.
So like I have two film references for South Africa, and so I don't know if this is what South Africa is like, but
Neil
do you want to take a
Blomkamp
guess on
movies. Let me assume.
Yeah.
One of them is District 9. The other one is Jackie Chan's Who Am I?
Okay.
What?
Jackie, what?
The answer is easy. I am Groot.
Fair. Because Groot is actually an Afrikaans word for great.
Or big.
Okay.
Ek is groot, or big.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Huh.
Also, it just it has the word root in it, so it kind of sounds tree-ish.
Yep.
Also, I mean, Tolkien was South African, right?
He
was born South African. So please don't
we'll
tell
have
me
to
I'm wrong on
double-check
this.
that.
Okay.
I think you could be right. Just give me a second. Tolkien.
I'm pretty sure he was born in South Africa. Born in Bloemfontein, yeah.
Oh, why is everybody born in Bloemfontein? Why?
People turn out great because there's nothing to distract them. Bloemfontein is so piss boring.
I can just imagine like waking up. Yeah, well, it's not that boring anymore, and it'll be less boring next year.
Yes, it will. Sign up.
For like
Come
a
along.
weekend.
Yeah. But yeah.
Convention.
Yeah, convention. Gonna be cool. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, but since he was South African, there's a few like words. He also has like a few words in there that are like South African based. Like especially, I think the one that stands out of my head is an entmoet, right? It's like a collect of when ents sort of congregate together. Entmoet comes from ontmoet, which is to meet. Am I right, Avik?
I would assume so.
Yay!
Is it spelled O-E-N-T?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it's spelled it's ent, like the ent trees, and then M-O-E-T, like ontmoet, entmoet. The more you know.
Goodness. I'm gonna say that's a tenuous link, at best.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna claim that until someone
right.
proves me wrong. I'm gonna claim that one.
Yeah, go for it. Claim away.
Yeah, add it to my list of bullshit
but I'm
knowledge.
gonna say that it's a relatively tenuous link because ontmoet is O-N-T and then E-N-T. I don't know.
Oh, it comes from yeah.
You'd have to play around with the logic a little bit, unless there is something about meeting someone.
I want to say the term ent. It's like, isn't it like a commonly, or not commonly? It's like in the niche of fantasy literature. It refers to basically emulating trees.
Yes.
I thought that was specifically a Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
Isn't Lord of the Rings essentially like the quintessential book on everything high fantasy? Like all high fantasy almost stems
It
from
depends
it.
on who you ask.
Yeah. It is in my mind, unfortunately.
Makes sense.
If Tolkien was Scottish, then there was a clan called Oliphant.
Oliphant being elephant, obviously.
There was a
Mhm.
there was a Hitman movie starring Timothy Olyphant.
That's right.
Huh.
Hitman movie like the
That's
what it
Hitman
sounds like.
franchise, or? Is
Oh
it?
yeah, no, it's based on the Hitman franchise. It's not great because it's a movie based on a video game.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, of course.
Those are good.
Actually, there's a
Was-
second Hitman movie that we still haven't seen.
Oh yeah, that's right. That one doesn't have Timothy Olyphant.
That's right. Unfortunately, they're
Was
lost.
Weird Al involved?
No,
No.
No.
they're
Okay.
better than Uwe Boll, but not by much.
Yep.
Not to sidetrack too much, but the Timothy Olyphant Hitman movie does the thing where like, in movies that are based on existing properties, sometimes they'll try to find some like clever way to shove the property into the movie. Like in the Mark Wahlberg Italian Job, someone's watching the original Italian Job on TV at some point. So there's a scene. There's a scene in the Timothy Olyphant Hitman movie where like he rolls through a window into this like apartment room where these two kids are playing the Hitman video game on TV, and it's really sloppy.
So dumb.
Video games just got real.
That's right. Yeah, the two kids like look at each other and look at the screen, and that scene probably shouldn't have been. Well, that movie probably shouldn't have been in that movie, but that scene definitely should not have been in that movie.
Yeah, and that second movie shouldn't have been made either. So
Never saw it.
That's right.
neither have I, but I can tell you that without watching it.
One day.
Yeah. I'm sure it's on Netflix or will be.
Don't watch it. Don't watch bad movies.
I love bad movies.
No,
No, don't.
Nobody needs an excuse to watch bad media. Case in point, I watched the entire first season of Gotham. Wasn't good.
Ooh.
It got
Case in
better
point,
towards
grew up
the
watching
end.
Mystery Science Theater.
Oh,
Yes.
I still have like a crap
That's
ton of
watching people watch bad movies.
Yeah, like ripping on bad movies. I still have a lot of MST3K somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I need to watch. Speaking of bad, I was gonna say something about bad movies. Oh yeah, like the quintessential bad movie that I still haven't watched yet, but I hear has like this crazy cult following. What's it? Plan 9 from Outer Space. Anybody watch that yet?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That is like that's bad movies 101, essentially.
Yep.
Fantastic movie. That I don't know if it's aged well or not. Is the Tim Burton movie from 1995? I want to say Ed Wood.
Ed Wood. I
Yes.
can guarantee that it has aged well because I saw it for the first time last year.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
right.
And it's really good.
Yes.
Really
Anyway,
fantastic.
it's about the making of all sorts of bad movies, including I believe his first movie, Glenn or Glenda, which is
That's
it was meant to be like this study on gender essentially, but it was of course done from this completely uninformed
Hackneyed
perspective
yeah.
of somebody in the 50s basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I must
Well,
watch this.
there was one that was actually doing quite well with that, which was Victor Victoria, which was actually pretty good. Well, I think it was good. I remember watching it with, jeez, when the hell did I watch that? 2009?
I don't
Anyway,
know.
speaking about, well, not necessarily speaking about anything that we've been have spoken about in the
This
past 5
podcast
minutes.
is a roller coaster. It's fun.
I know.
That's right.
This is what we like about it. But one of the things that we wanted to sort of talk about is like what is your sort of stance on the whole like YouTube thing that's been going on lately?
You mean YouTube
The
heroes?
censorship thing.
That censorship thing, yeah.
yeah.
We're not a monetized channel, so it doesn't really affect us too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that if we went monetized, we'd get away with it for a number of reasons. Mostly because we use a lot of like licensed content in our videos anyway. So, I think the moment that we tried to attach a monetary value to it, we'd get taken down so hard.
Yes.
But between wholesale usage of the Fifth Element Blu-ray and like just splicing in clips of a Korn music video through Haze.
And then I think at one point, we uploaded a video, found that YouTube had flagged it, and I believe Phenwah took what was absolutely the content that got it flagged, pitched it down a little bit in Audacity, and then re-uploaded it, and it's fine now.
Yeah. That was the first video of the GoldenEye Let's Play, the Daniel Craig remake. Uses the song from the GoldenEye movie, and we didn't talk over the cutscene, so there's no interruption in there. And yeah, that video got immediately flagged.
Wow.
So I ended up just like bit crushing it, knocking it down half an octave, and just it sounds awful, but we got away with it. So
It sounds awful, but
at
it's
least
legal.
as far as like we got a copyright claim against us, but not like a straight up takedown.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's one way to get around it. I mean,
Oh.
if you aren't going to put humans behind it, then why not game the system?
If you're not going to use the song Haze by Korn in your Haze Let's Play, what are you even doing?
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah, that's a little snippet that plays at the start of every video.
oh Haze. Oh.
Why would you do that?
Because Haze is a bad game.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't in that one.
Oh, right. Oh, is that one with Taxis? I
Yes.
Yeah, yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's when I was really busy during college.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at a lot of your content here. How was the Turok playthrough?
Turok was mostly an excuse to do Jurassic the Hunted, but like Turok, I kind of went into it blind, and that game had a cast of characters that I didn't know about going into it. I know that I want to say Timothy Oliphant is actually one of the characters in that. Ron Perlman is like your buddy.
Yeah.
Powers Booth is the bad guy, I think. And there's just like a lot of like actually well-known people throughout that game, which itself was like, I don't know if it was critically panned, but I think like Lobst said, it's one of those games that just sort of came out and then people forgot about it.
Yeah, there was a
this-
sequel very briefly in development, but like I guess the reception of the first one was not entirely positive, which I think like should become evident should you decide to actually watch the game in motion.
Is that the only game that was published by Touchstone Games or whatever?
I'm not sure.
They went on to do Tron Evolution or Tron Light Cycles, one or the other. Like they have
Huh.
one other game to their credit, and then yeah, they quietly disappeared.
So weird.
Also,
Does Disney even use Touchstone for like films these days? I don't even know that.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I haven't seen
Huh.
any Touchstone logos in like forever.
Phenwah, there's like this one line of dialogue in particular that I think is like emblematic of how poorly they used the talent that they hired for the Turok game.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark here. Is
Yeah.
it Remind Me Never to Piss You Off?
No, it's not that. It's like
Is it the
something about-
Ron Perlman line where it's like, you're not a coward, you're a traitor, and I'd stab you in the back or something like that?
It's yeah, I remember it was a thing about friendly fire.
Oh yeah. Ron Perlman says that like he'd shoot Turok, chalk it up to friendly fire, and then goes, "Nah, you're no friend."
That's right.
Really?
Uh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of games with
Wow.
sort of all-star casts, I'm still sort of in awe about the kind of people that they brought in for way back when GTA San Andreas. I was surprised to know how many like super famous people that were in there. Axl Rose was one of the DJs.
Oh yeah. Let me think. Samuel L. Jackson,
Yep.
James Woods.
Yep.
Who else? David Cross.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it
Essentially names people recognize.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Him too.
And it wasn't completely terrible.
No, it's still my
Yes,
favorite
it
GTA
was-
game.
It was
Yeah, I
only
remember-
partially terrible.
Yeah, I actually remember playing or watching you play it for like I don't know how long.
I love it. It was back when my
I'd argue
PC.
that San Andreas was the last of the good GTA games.
Oh.
I'll fight you.
Fight me.
GTA 5 plays very well.
GTA
but,
4
it's,
wasn't no.
like the Grand Theft Auto series, I think it's still stuck in the early 2000s. Like its sense of humor is still exactly where you left it, no matter where you stop playing the series.
Yeah.
Oh, the sense of
and-
humor is awful.
It's
It's-
still incredibly popular, of course, but
The sense of humor is real bad, but I don't know. I find playing the game to be lots of fun.
Mhm.
yes,
I feel like the
intend to.
direction The direction that I was hoping Grand Theft Auto would go in is the direction that Saints Row ended up going in instead.
The like
Yeah.
completely
Well, there
off
you
the
go.
walls goofy shit.
Making fun of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Saints Row is that fix for you. It's like GTA with this incredible like rainbow filter and dubstep music on it.
Unfortunately, I feel like they're leaning a bit too hard on that, and less on like, in terms of like what I enjoy about Saints Row the most is it's the level of freedom with which you're given to define the character that you play.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I cannot get over the fact that their next game, which is sort of like a spiritual successor to the Saints Row franchise, not like a direct continuation, it has no character creator.
Aw.
Instead, you get to choose from an array of 12.
Boo.
Yeah.
No, like the Saints Row 2 character creator was like a Monster Factory level of just like sliders and
Yeah.
knobs.
That's right.
I didn't care because in Saints Row 3 and 4 I just put a wolf head on my guy
Same.
and that's about it.
Which makes the cutscenes great. Like
Yes.
every cutscene, your character is just this like person in a wolf costume.
Yep.
It's like mouth doesn't move. It's just that like
Yeah. No,
Correct.
it's just
like the fake
straight up,
horse
like,
head of
borderline fursuit.
nice.
Mm.
That's hilarious.
Empty dead eyes.
Yep.
Huh.
And then I'm assuming there's some sort of makeout scene where it's just like the head's clipping into the other person.
Yeah.
Well, there's makeout scenes in Saints Row 4, but unfortunately
yeah,
you
that's
don't wear
right.
the wolf heads on those
Ah,
Mm.
lame
those
sauce.
cutscenes.
That's lame. Yeah.
You can kiss boys and bully though.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was also a Rockstar game.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's one of the Rockstar games from that era that aged the most gracefully.
As a,
It's one
It's
of their
like-
best.
Yes.
I still have to play it. Is it any good?
It's like up there with Red Dead Redemption.
Really?
Basically.
Sheesh.
Correct.
Glitches and all.
Because it, if I'm not mistaken, it flew under the radar quite
I'm-
crazy.
Yes, it did. I mean, of course, because it was. I imagine a lot of people saw it as, hey, GTA, but for teens.
Mm-mm.
When in reality, like, I remember this experience when I was let's see, Grand Theft Auto 4 had just come out, and like walking home from work, I passed by a bunch of kids who were just hanging out in their yard talking about Grand Theft Auto, and these are like 10-year-olds essentially.
Oh no.
Yeah, basically, like that is essentially what anybody plays. I don't think I think attempting to make or attempting to sell like a version of those games intended for kids it's I'm not going to say it's the same in terms of quality, but it's similar as a practice to making kids bop versions of popular songs. And I
You're saying
realize
you're saying you're not a fan of Twisted Metal Small Brawl? That exists.
You know, I'm a fan of it conceptually. I actually like games like that, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I mean not like car combat games or anything like that, just like weird reinventions of existing franchises.
Mhm.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, like WWE All Stars also as like this like reinventing wrestling as a fighting game, essentially.
Well, there's also if you still want to go on the car combat route, there's WWE Crush Hour.
Nope. No,
Oh,
thank
God.
you. Nope.
Yeah, do
Goodbye.
it.
Or Carmageddon if you really want to go that far back. They're remaking it, I heard.
Hooray.
Huh.
Shush,
That's
man. Carmageddon was fun. It was mindless and it was fun. I apparently have
bonus
very
points for driving over like several people.
several zombies.
Yeah, there's still people.
There were people.
They're zombies in a consumerist sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone's happy.
iPhone. Sorry. I have a chip on my shoulder about the iPhone. About Apple in general.
Beard jewels.
Oh god, that's
Which is
a thing.
apparently a thing now.
Yes, I saw.
That is actually a thing.
Beard-
I'm really upset by it.
Beard
Beard
jewelry.
jewelry.
Oh,
Scratch, you're
beard
gonna get
jewels.
yourself.
Yes, like jewelry for your beard.
I
Oh,
misheard
beard
that as
jewelry.
beer
Okay.
jewels.
Yeah.
I'd misheard that as well. But okay, all right. Are people like braiding their beards and putting weird trinkets in it?
Shiny,
Yeah.
shiny trinkets. Yeah, they're all trying to be dwarves.
Like
Okay.
Gimli level
See,
shit.
I'd be up for it if they're like hiding those jewels in their beard and like inviting people to come and dig through them.
That's right.
You know, it's like searching for treasure.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my fingers in somebody's ratty beard.
Well, see, that's the danger. It's like there's a diamond in there, but you gotta dig through all that Cheeto dust.
Enjoy your diamonds, sir.
I remember like Scratch had come up my side for like some sort of convention that he'd been going to. Like the first night that I saw him there, we went out to a bar to like chill and everything like that. And at one point I was like, hey, I've got a great idea. Put this cigarette into your beard and get somebody to light it for you.
And I did.
Just a little
Because
man.
he's got a massive beard at this point. Like it's huge.
It's
Okay.
okay.
So the person lighting did not light his beard. Instead
No.
of the cigarette.
No,
Okay.
no, thank
All
you.
right.
Because he asked, yeah, he would ask if the guy had a light, and then he'd pull the cigarette out of his beard. Apparently, the guy didn't even like pay him like 2 seconds of mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What a tool.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
That's what you get for trying
Welcome
to be funny in
the
a game bar.
Johannesburg days.
Yeah.
So when you try to be funny.
Mm. Yeah. It just does not work. Apparently.
It was funny to me.
Well, it was funny to me too, but apparently everybody else is like, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just having fun. Screw you guys.
Screw you guys. I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
Anyway, have any of you guys played Stick of Truth?
I have.
One
I've
of our
seen it being
roommates
played.
played it.
Yes, that's right.
It's a fun game. Probably
Yeah.
the best thing that the South Park people have done in like 15 years.
In a video game
Yes,
sense.
they've
Now it's just in
Uh,
general.
Oh, okay.
they had like a big help with the studio who actually developed the game.
My
Obsidian.
friend works there.
Oh, lucky.
Your friend works at Obsidian?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, that's incredible.
Huh.
Yeah, she worked on Stick of Truth and Pillars of Eternity.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but Obsidian, they're incredible at making RPGs in general.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
see.
Stick of Truth was an oddly competent game. Like, an oddly competent RPG. It was themed, like you think a South Park episode of South Park would be themed, but it was pretty good. It was actually well stuck
It's,
together.
Yeah, like Obsidian, for some reason they've made a lot of games on like based on properties that aren't theirs.
Mhm.
Like I know, okay, so they made their first game was Knights of the Old Republic 2
Mhm.
for Star Wars. Yes. Then there's also Fallout New Vegas,
Ooh.
which
Never
They-
what?
Fantastic.
they actually like a lot of people at Obsidian actually have their roots in the first two Fallout games.
Yeah.
Like
so
I'll-
it's sort of like technical there. Yes, that's right. And then oh man, they actually made an entire Aliens RPG for Sega that ended up never getting published. Like
Oh.
as I understand it, the game was finished, ready to go out the door, and they just decided against like putting it out.
That seems like an absolute waste.
Yes, I believe there's like you could find video footage of it
Oh, shame.
online.
But we
I
have
don't know.
Colonial Marines.
Yeah, that's right. At least we have that.
Huh.
What a small consolation that is.
That's right. Anyway, Obsidian, massively talented. Can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Alpha
Yeah.
Protocol 2.
Nights, Alpha Protocol, Dungeon Siege 3. Sorry, I'm gonna put this out there. Dungeon Siege 3 was terrible.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Never played
yes. It's
Don't play it.
I won't.
yeah. It's. I mean, it seems like one of the things Obsidian is best known for is making like excellent stories. And I don't think that we're given a whole lot to work with for Dungeon Siege 3. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody remembers Dungeon Siege 1 and 2 for their gripping characters and sweeping narratives and sorts of other things like that.
Yep.
I really like Dungeon Siege 2. I like the fact that you could for once pick practically any character you wanted and spec it any way you wanted. And then Dungeon Siege 3 came out and I sat there going like, I don't want to play any of these characters because they're all boring.
Ooh,
Every single one of them was boring.
here's a quick question. A little bit diverging, but you gave me a topic. What is the game? Like, what is the game in a franchise that was the most removed from its previous like iteration in your mind? Like, which game like deviated its course so badly that you like wanted to stop playing that series?
Sonic.
That is like an easy out. That's the easiest.
Yeah.
No, I prefer to challenge myself.
Okay.
Let me think.
For me, it was the fourth Tiberian Sun game, a Tiberian
Fair.
like Command and Conquer Tiberian series game. Because Tiberian Twilight just like took the formula and just chucked it out the window, and it sucks for it. Like seriously.
I wouldn't call that as bad of a return of form, or a departure from form on CNC as Renegade, which was the first-person shooter set in the Command & Conquer universe.
Oh, I
fair
remember
point.
that one.
But I wouldn't call that like
Which I actually
it's
played
same.
a lot of.
It's the same IP, but I wouldn't call it the same like franchise really.
Let's see. I think I would personally say the Bethesda Fallout games.
Ooh.
Since those are about you going through a very specific story that's been crafted by the designers. Like in Fallout 3, you're this 18-year-old out on your own trying to find your lost father. And in Fallout 4, you are depending on which gender you play as, you're either this ex-military guy or a like a lawyer of some sorts who's been frozen and thawed out and really wants to find their long lost child, basically.
Really?
Whereas like in the first two Fallout games and in New Vegas, you are basically given a template and a goal, and you are told go. And I suppose like the level of freedom with which it gives you, I think that's an important thing in video games, just in general. In Fallout's 1, 2, and New Vegas, you have the ability to go through completely non-lethally, which is something I definitely treasure in video games, but absolutely not possible in Fallout 4. It might be possible in Fallout 3. I'm not sure. I think there might be a couple of Let's Plays that might prove me wrong.
The thing that annoyed me the most about Fallout 4 was the absolutely dumbed down dialogue trees.
Yes.
Like, and you could never craft your character like properly. You were either like a goody two shoes, super helpful Boy Scout, or you were like this begrudging bastard who would always still help, but you could never be like the truly evil asshole that my flatmate always wants to be.
Yep. One thing that I've heard that Obsidian does, and I'm sorry to like turn this into an Obsidian podcast, but let's see. When they're crafting dialogue trees, they always make sure, no matter what, to give you an option that is completely neutral, that does not give like any judgments on the character you're speaking to, can't be misconstrued as like your character is copying an attitude or anything like that. Just basically saying yes, continue. And it's like once you know that and you play other RPGs, it is surprising just how often other developers neglect to put something like that in.
Some completely neutral standpoints.
Even playing some of the earlier Baldur's Gate games, I'm coming across that all the time.
Well, if I look at some of the things here, if we're looking at that kind of stuff. Like there's Link Faces of Evil, Zelda, The Wands of Gamelon, and
Wow.
Zelda's
Oh
Adventure.
yeah.
That all went so far away that I think it got rated as one of the worst games out there.
Yep.
Along with Hotel Mario.
That's right.
Mario is missing.
Nah, that's not
Yeah.
a CDI game.
Oh.
That's right. It has to be on the CDI to count as a departure,
Okay.
as we
Yeah.
all know.
Yeah, for me, like, I normally try to go out of my way to not play, like, games that sound like I won't enjoy them. And so sometimes the surprising one for me, generally, well, the first one I'd like to point out isn't exactly like a series of video games, like, or a franchise. It's games by a certain designer.
Uh-huh.
I played Shadows of the Damned, you know, the Suda51 game.
Uh-huh.
And after I played that game, I was like, okay, I think I'm done playing Suda51 games now. They're, like, after Killer 7 and No More Heroes, I was like, okay, these are good. Like, you know, what else has he got? I played Shadows of the Damned, and I was like, no. That's and every single game that he's come out with since has just, it doesn't interest me. Like Lollipop Chainsaw, I don't care. That new one with the Grim Reaper on a skateboard, I don't care.
What?
I forget what it's called, but that's what I'm picturing in my head.
Okay. I might have to
Uh,
Google this.
If we're talking about like an actual game series, that's a tougher one because the only one I can think of off the top of my head probably is Mafia 2.
Oh.
Like, Mafia 2 is an extremely disappointing game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is so much unfinished that you can see in that game that, like, I want to be excited for Mafia 3 because I love, like, crime stories. I love that theme. But I just can't trust them after Mafia 2.
Nope, I
Mafia 2
completely
just
understand that.
completely just flushed it down the toilet. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't pay $50 for this. I only paid like $5 on a PlayStation sale, like several years after it was after the fact. And yeah, it just doesn't work. Like everything about that game just doesn't work.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel like a Mafia game. I completely understand what you mean. Ivik, yourself, or do you have another question?
What? Worst game?
Well, game, like, biggest departure in a game series.
I still think that it has to be. Oddly enough, when it comes to departures, Link's Awakening was pretty damn good. Like it wasn't set in Hyrule. It was set on a completely different island. It was actually the first Zelda game that I played, and that was like where I set my bar, and everything after that was kind of It was weird, but I don't know. Like it's interesting. I still think that Dungeon Siege 3 just kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it really didn't do it for me. Once again, it's like this whole, like, the way that everything is, like, very, very nice and very beautiful and all that kind of stuff, but I just didn't feel like I was anything part of a character or anything like that, and these guys existed just to, like, shout at each other.
Right.
Yeah. Best game you guys have played?
On the channel or in general?
Think about that for a moment.
In general,
we haven't played any good games on the channel, let's be clear.
No, we totally have. There's like Peace Walker and Work Time Fun, which I would consider like two of my all-time favorites.
Well, I personally never played them. I've just sort of talked over them.
That's right.
Yeah, Peace Walker is pretty high up there. I've got a soft spot for the Doom franchise in general, and the one that came out this year certainly didn't disappoint in that regard.
Totally.
Because like there was a point in time where the Xbox Live Arcade re-release of Doom and Doom 2 was just sort of my like, this is what I'm going to fire up when I need to kill time. Is just let's just play through Doom Episode 1 on ultraviolence. And that's just sort of what I did for a while. Not even as like a speedrun thing, just like as an idle state.
Mm-hmm.
As a clicker, as it were.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
I would say, like, when it comes to like high quality video games, for some reason the thing that's popping into my mind at the moment is the first Mirror's Edge, which I realize is sort of divisive, but for some reason that game hit me in all the right ways.
Dude, I'm with you there.
Yeah, just being like this incredibly colorful experience that's designed around just escaping enemies and like doing these incredible stunts, replicating action scenes from films, basically.
Yeah.
I've seen something similar on the Steam store recently that I want to play. It's called Cluster Truck.
Oh yeah. I would love to play that at some point.
Yeah, Cluster Truck looks fun. And there was sorry, Avi, go ahead.
No, go.
There was something about I saw a video of someone streaming Cluster Truck on Twitch a while ago, and like essentially the devs sort of managed to hijack his game in such a way that they like actually wrote to him in text on screen and fucked with his settings, like changed gravity and like made each truck like
spelled his name in trucks. Hi, George.
Well, he made all the trucks like these like glowing. He calls it God trucks, just glowing in such a way that you can't see where anything is. Just occludes any other vision on the screen, and also taking requests from the Twitch chat to like how best to mess with him. And I gotta respect developers who like do shit like that. Just actually reach out to the people who are playing the game and spend some time with them, sort of.
Yeah. For the, I'm gonna go off the last question you asked for like the like best of games thing, because there is a game that is a really serious departure for the franchise that I think is the best game in the franchise, and that's Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Oh wow, nice.
What?
That's
I think Banjo-Tooie is a tedious waste of time.
I agree with you there.
Banjo-Kazooie is still breezy and fun, but Nuts and Bolts really, there's so much creativity in that game. It's just so much fun to play. Like there's all these different solutions to these problems that you're faced with, and you're encouraged to just sort of mess around to a level that is not seen in the previous games. And I'm hesitant about Ukulele just because I'm worried it's going to go the Banjo-Tooie route, where they're going to have these big convoluted ways to get the jiggies or stars or whatever that are just increasingly complex, not in a way to like make the gameplay fun, but just to sort of artificially lengthen the time and not make it interesting. It just feels like busy work.
Yeah.
I think they, like, back when the Kickstarter campaign was first announced, in the description, they acknowledged, okay, so we have this one, we have the person, or the person who was most responsible for the more collectathon-y elements of Donkey Kong 64, and we have had a talk with him, essentially.
That could mean anything. That could mean do more of that.
Yeah, that's right. Well, for what it's worth, they have released a gameplay demo recently that people have been having fun with. So
okay, yeah, just as long as it's nothing like Banjo-Tooie or Donkey Kong 64, I will be interested.
Yes.
All right.
I've never actually played any of the Banjo-Kazooie games because you couldn't get an N64 in this country.
Oh,
really?
That makes sense.
Yeah, like the first properly sanctioned Nintendo's console that wasn't like that one of the handhelds was the GameCube, I believe.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of cool shit.
I ended up missing a pretty much an entire console generation. We didn't have anything in our house between the NES and the N64, and then like never had a PS1. So I still have like these games to just go back and experience for the first time because I had never had any of these consoles. Like we had a Dreamcast. That was what we got during that generation of consoles.
We also got the Dreamcast.
I played a lot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, the HPS.
Oh, speaking about Tony Hawk's.
Yeah.
Pro Skater, what's it, 5 now?
That one, from what I understand, was not very good.
Yeah.
The last good Tony Hawk game, in my opinion, was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, but that's kind of
that's probably what I would say also.
And Tony Hawk 3 is still incredible.
I actually kind of liked Underground 2.
I didn't play Underground 2, but I played Underground 1, and the cave-manning segment where you had to do a stealth mission on top of the Kremlin left kind of a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
As someone who's a big fan of stealth games like Splinter Cell and Metal Gear.
And the old,
I thought you were going to say as someone who's a big fan of the Kremlin.
That's right. I wanted to see more of the Kremlin. Oh.
I want Bam Majera to give me a guided tour of the Kremlin.
I'll go down the street and ask him for you.
Okay.
It's really a shame that that extreme sports as a video game genre has fallen off so harshly in the last few years.
Yeah.
Like I think
I put the blame solely on Go-Go Hypergrind.
Yes, that's right. Take that.
Well, one day Skate 4 will come out.
Yes.
Scafort.
Yes.
Scaforte.
In Skate 4, you design forts to skateboard in.
Oh, yes, please. More of that. Can you imagine a skate park that like there's actually like an old castle in the English countryside that they just converted into this like plywood mansion of like.
Oh wow.
That would be so cool. Like multi-floor, like a roll-in coming from like the turrets on the side or something. I think that would be amazing. Waste of money, but amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Huh. Bloody hell. We are coming to the end of the podcast at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, believe it or not, 9:23.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, hour and a half.
We talked a lot about Sonic today.
Yeah.
Too much in my mind. But yeah.
Yeah. Dark mentions No More Heroes and the fact that it was lovable, not brilliant, but lovable.
It's I don't know if that's a good like adjective to give a game.
I don't know if No More Heroes is specifically lovable. It's a good game, but there's a lot of cynicism in that game that so much that I don't think lovable is a adjective that applies to it.
It's lovable if you find like this specific type of social ineptitude lovable. I believe that's like what defines the character of Travis Touchdown. Like the sort of person who would approach his wall, which has an anime character on it, touch it with both hands, look at the camera, and say "Moe."
Yeah.
Yep.
You make a fair point there.
That's right.
Yeah. Background Gremlin on the fur.fm site says, best game ever is either Space Invaders or Ping Pong.
Wow.
Going for old people cred there.
Yeah.
If we're talking
I was
archetypal
thinking
games.
Achtung de Curve is pretty good.
Achtung de Curve, lol. You have like 4 people crammed around a keyboard.
I think my earliest game memory was probably Dig Dug on like this Tandy computer that my folks had way back in the day. Before we had NES.
The Space Invaders and Pong guy can call me when he's played Space War.
Space War.
I'm sure he's heard that. I'm hoping he has.
Space War. 3.9 out of 5.
Oh, Dark Dark does mention a secondary point. He says, "Oh, come on! He gains superpowers by yelling the names of his favorite desserts."
But again, that's it doesn't make for a good game.
Creme brulee.
It doesn't make.
He
For a
doesn't
good
say
game.
bananas foster, therefore no dice.
Oh, okay.
Well, I highly doubt he's gonna go milk that.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Milk tart. Wow. That
Nope.
wow. I'm what now? Doge from the Wings says that sounds like a horny, hoary Londoner.
What milk tart?
Wow.
Pasty.
Oh, jeez. Put some cinnamon on it.
Cinnamon's good.
Yum.
Oh, actually, if any of you guys are into drinking,
Oh boy.
one of the most I think two of the more interesting drinks we have this side are actually the milk tart, or as we like to call it in South Africa, the melkdarkie, and the springbokkie, which are little and in my case
Shots essentially.
the Blackbeard's piss.
Yeah, but that's your gross ass
Good
invention that no one ever fucking drinks.
Well, everybody drinks it just
Because
once.
you force them.
Oh, I ask them to, and sometimes they say yes.
Ugh.
It's just a shot of tequila and a shot of Jägermeister and some beer all in the same glass.
Wow.
Your horrible, horrible ideas.
I drink like maybe one alcoholic drink a month.
Yeah, I usually will have like a beer with wrestling, and that's about it.
Well, that's why you take the necessary step of mixing hard liquor and beer, and that way you get both in one drink.
Yeah.
And you get
Magic.
drunk in one drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
like
turning
and it's
water
a-
into wine.
Save yourself the
In
time.
some people's cases, you pass out.
I don't know why you force anyone to drink that horrible concoction of nonsense. It's like
It's
like
my
a
initiation.
it's essentially like
My
a
initiate.
it's like a tall bergiebom. Which is
Pretty
horrible.
much.
Ew.
But Berge bombs are good though.
No, they are not.
What's that? OBS and Black Label.
OBs and Black Label.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right. I'm not going to look for banana and Weissen.
Okay, done.
It sounds actually that sounds like banana and
Weissbier.
Weissbier maybe. Huh. Is that banana liqueur and Weissbier? That might actually be nice. Single shot banana it would probably take away the harshness of the. I
Yeah,
need to
'cause then
try
all
this.
you taste is banana, as with anything that has banana in it.
Yep.
A bad case of banana mouth.
Well,
It
honestly,
actually is that.
honestly,
It's banana liqueur and Weissbier.
honestly, I would rather wake up with the taste of banana in my mouth than the taste that I usually have after a night of heavy drinking.
Fair
Banana.
enough.
It's like, where is the cat? The cat that shat in my mouth.
No.
Wow.
That's how it feels in
What?
like the next morning.
But that's a different furry podcast. So,
Yeah, indeed.
That's for Podscat.
That's right. Yeah.
For the first time, Scratch is the person who dropped the bombshell.
Yay. Alright, we should probably do sign-offs now.
Yay. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for being on the podcast. We're definitely going to have you guys on again sometime
Yeah.
if you're
Nice.
willing.
Thank you very much for
Of
having
course.
us.
yeah,
Yes.
it was a pleasure.
It was
Enjoy.
great.
Yep.
It's good to have like a podcast where like you just talk for once.
Mm-hmm.
Like and it's something that I think needed at one point. Because yeah, I think what Scratch?
Mm-hmm. Yo.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm just saying hi.
God damn it.
Yeah, but thanks again. We're definitely gonna have you guys on again. Maybe one day we can, if all of us are lucky enough to get fiber, like, we wouldn't mind like playing around with you guys. That's a weird way of saying it. I'm sorry. Um,
I think
I
what
see.
what
Okay.
he's saying is let's do a let's play together.
Oh.
For someone who does public speaking, you suck at speaking.
you should see me when I'm teaching class.
I
It's
do not
literally the same thing.
I do not envy your students. I'm sorry.
My students love me.
Yeah.
My mom
Look,
says
I'm
I'm cool.
gonna
Yeah,
find that hole
my
that
mom
I've
says I'm
started
popular.
digging. Fair enough. All right, so big thanks to you guys, and then just to our to some of the people who are listening on the podcast, guest 712 and guest 77 on furry.fm, and
I
Mind,
guess.
Wolfie, and Background Gremlin, who says that I should play a song from the Antwoord.
Oh God, you're on your own there.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have any of that in my playlist, but I will be playing Afrikaans songs after this. And then on the first stream side, Waffles, Kinkinzade, Dark, Jokutle, Snowfangs was on here. Raven Song's probably out on Time Zone again. I think that's about it. Who actually was here again? Oh, Waffles. Did I mention Waffles?
Yes, you did.
I waffled on Waffles. Okay. Yeah, I think those are the people that are like directly connected at this point. I'm pretty sure there are a whole bunch of other people out there, so we'd like to thank them as well. And yeah, thanks again to you guys for joining the podcast. We'd just like to speak to you directly afterwards. And for those of you also listening, just note that I'll be playing music up until 12 o'clock on furry.fm site if you guys want to have a listen. And yeah, you should follow Chilli Con Comrades on, yeah, I said it right.
Yeah, you did it.
On YouTube. That's /user/Chilli Con Comrades. Make sure that you put the S in at the end. That was my mistake the first time around.
We also
but
do
yeah.
announcements and things on YouTube, or sorry, twitter.com/chilliconcom. For the rare times that we do streaming, or also just for our Let's Play uploads in general.
I'm
Awesome.
gonna pop this link into chat. And yeah, do you guys have a Patreon or anything like that?
Nope. We just do this as a hobby. I don't think any of us are making a dime or intend to make a dime off of anything that we produce.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome.
We'll have fun doing it.
Yeah. We're looking forward to some content from your side. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, you guys have told us about what you're gonna do ahead of now.
Ahead of time, in the future.
Ahead of time, in the near future. Yeah.
Eventually.
In the distance.
At some point in the near morrow.
But yeah, thanks again. And from our side, we will be seeing you guys again next week, Sunday. We have two very interesting guests coming on, so just keep an eye out on our Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook and
basically all the social
Scratch.
media.
Yeah,
Twitter, Facebook.
All of those media.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, WhatsApps. Yeah, the usual spots.
Telegram.
If you come up to me, I'll tell you it. I'll tell you about it.
Yeah. If you talk to any of us in our own personal capacity, we'll tell you to no wait.
No,
yeah. Well, we'll tell you things.
Yeah.
Right.
Say words in your ears.
Yes. Whisper.
I will talk in your direction. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you on the flip side. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Be safe.
Don't die.
Have fun.
And we're